a bullet for President Trump. Well, now he'll be firing at him from the witness stand.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the New York court, where next hour Cohen will testify at the Trump criminal trial.
Expected to tell the jury that it was Trump who organized the payments to keep Stormy Daniels silent, so her story would not hurt President Trump's campaign in 2016. Meeting with the president in the Oval Office in February of 2017, Cohen will claim at that meeting Trump agreed to reimburse him for the money that he paid to Stormy, and then knowingly lied about it by calling the reimbursements legal expenses, not the basis of the 34 false business record charges against the former president.
Now, the former president claims he did nothing wrong and the case is political. Just a couple of blocks away in New York, a senator's trial will start.
Senator Bob Menendez is accused of taking part in an alleged bribery scheme to help the nations of Egypt and Qatar in exchange for gold bars and luxury cars. Jury selection will begin today in New York, where Menendez is being tried separately from his wife, who's facing similar charges. The New Jersey Democrat has denied the allegations and accused prosecutors of persecuting him.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. A manhunt for an accused cop killer is over in Ohio. Dwayne Vaughn found dead last night in a Shaker Heights apartment the day after police say he murdered a Euclid officer. Israel's battling Hamas in northern Gaza again.
This, along with the deaths of 4 soldiers in a Gaza City alleyway, are signs the Islamist group is still able to renew its threat. Tanks are trying to get to the heart of the Jabalia refugee camp. Meanwhile, in the south, Israeli forces are pushing deeper into Rafah.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel says that operation's vital against Hamas, but Secretary of State Antony Blinken reiterated U.S. opposition, talking this morning to Israel's defense minister, urging him to protect more than 1 million Palestinian civilians there. America's listening to Fox News.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
While the war in Gaza rages on, the unrest continues on college campuses. That's at Duke yesterday.
About 30 students walked out of Duke University's commencement ceremony ahead of Jerry Seinfeld's speech. Video shows students leaving and chanting Free Palestine to protest Seinfeld's presence as he was called to the stage. Others booed the comedian. Seinfeld has been vocal about his support for Israel and even visiting the country after the October 7th attack.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Crews in Baltimore may this evening try to take another big step toward clearing the wreckage of the bridge that collapsed in March, killing 6 workers. They plan a demolition of the biggest remaining span that is still on top of the bow of the ship that hit the bridge, taking it down. Removing that span will lead them to finally moving that ship. On Wall Street, stocks could rise, adding to last week's gains. The Dow rose more than 2%, its best week of the year. The Nasdaq, S&P 500, they were up more than 1% each. In the NBA playoffs,
behind 35 points from NBA most valuable player Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets beat the Minnesota Timberwolves Sunday night 115-107 to even the Western Conference semifinals at 2 games apiece.
Now it's the best of 3, right? Or best of 2, right? How you call it? That best of 3. Yeah. So you just need to win the next one. That's the most important thing.
On TNT, yes, a best of 3 game series now, Nikola Jokic, a series that began with the Nuggets losing the first 2 games at home. A blowout in the first NBA playoff game Sunday. The Pacers led the Knicks by 28 points at halftime. Beat New York by 32, 121-89. The series is even 2-2.
That's Fox's Jared Max. Off the court, the Atlanta Hawks won the NBA draft lottery, getting the first pick. On the ice, the Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins 3-2 to take a 3-1 series lead in the NHL playoffs. Vancouver edged Edmonton 4-3 to go up 2-1 in that series. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Champaign County Forest Preserve has some new projects. It'll make enjoying nature more accessible. They're installing a new accessible kayak launch at the Homer Lake Forest Preserve. It'll make it easier for folks with mobility issues or others to keep their kayak steady. They're also focusing on expanding park grounds at Middle Fork Forest Preserve for more accessible fishing and stargazing. Friday, University of Illinois geared up for graduation with a pro-Palestine encampment officially behind them. Campground workers clearing out what's left of the nearly 2-week protest Friday. Protesters said it was already in their plan to pack up Friday and say the end of the 12-day encampment isn't the end of their mission. It can be challenging for folks who have mobility issues to enjoy themselves. That's why Leroy Elementary School adding a new accessible playground for the community, and it'll be wheelchair accessible with multiple access points and sensory opportunities. Leroy Education Advancement Foundation, or LEAF, donating $100,000 to the district. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. May 13. It's Monday. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. Good morning, Diane Ducey.
Good morning, Stevie.
And good morning, our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
The pool will open on May 25th. Those punch cards are the best value memberships for individuals or families. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Well, Mr. Solier, a good Monday to you, sir. It looks like beautiful weather, but there's still a chance of rain here on and off this week, huh?
Yeah, kind of, still a more typical mid-May setup. We typically have about 3/4 of an inch of rain will come on down. We'll also get windows of dry time opportunity. I'm sure that was done over the course of the Mom's Day holiday weekend from a outdoor work, back 40 mindset. And boy, I wish the pools were opened up here yesterday. 85 the high temperature noted over at Willow and Savoy, most of central and east central Illinois into the low to mid 80s yesterday. Not quite as warm today. Cloud cover lurking to the west and south in particular, and some new shower activity into the western Corn Belt back into the plains will be coming our way here over the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll get a break here briefly for the end part of the weekend. Perhaps over the weekend, hit-miss prospects are back into play. But again, should be at least windows here and there to do a little work out there with planting operations in mind. Forecast high 77 today. We're at 57 right now with a south breeze and increasing clouds throughout the morning. A couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots for the afternoon. They'll fill in for tonight. Lows down to 61. Much cooler days worth of weather tomorrow. Winds will shift around east-northeast, and a few showers both in the morning and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm at 67. Those rains move out early tomorrow night. We'll bottom out in the 50s and a partly cloudy, nice Wednesday at 73. A little bit of a different setup, more spotty natured rains where they materialize late Thursday into Friday. High temperature up near 75 on Thursday, mid-70s on Friday. We think a largely dry weekend in store, and back into early summer-like warmth with high temperatures a little bit north of about 80 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, Monday morning, off and running. Good to have you listening. ESPN 93.5, political analyst, host of the Truth Will Set You Free podcast, Anthony Russo. Anthony, good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. How about you guys?
We're good.
Oh, good.
I did a quick analysis here in the last half hour. I'm going to stand by. The Democratic presidential nominee will not be Joe Biden. What do you think of that?
Well, you know my answer on this one. I have been pretty staunch in my thought that it's probably going to be a Gavin Newsom ticket on the Democrat side. The DNC has rules, as does the Republican National Committee as well, or the RNC. There's ways that in the last hour at their convention they could make the swap. And at this point, all polls, except for very, very random outside leftist-leaning polls, are showing that there's absolutely no way that Biden can win. I think that one of the conversations we can have is whether or not they're going to debate. And Biden, of course, said, let's do it. He's ready for it. He's ready for the big debate. There's no way he's ready for the debate. So I think that we're pointing towards a non-Joe Biden Democrat ticket.
All right. So I've been saying that how long? A year?
Year? Maybe even more.
Yeah. And I looked at the polling this morning. You said, Anthony, I mean, if I had, the money to bet on this, I would only feel comfortable that Joe Biden will win 8 states at this minute. I mean,
they got 6 posted up right now on the TV.
Those are the
swing states.
Swing states, mm-hmm. and Trump's going to win based on this today. Anthony, Trump's going to win Arizona. He's up like 12 in Georgia. 12?
Michigan.
Michigan is up, what is it? Nevada, he's up 7. I mean, they're just at some point it's not going to matter. I mean, you can't cheat your way to victory when it's that bad. And so it's like, okay, well, I don't know.
Well, now they're pivoting to money, and they've got some heavy hitters.
It doesn't matter.
Obama,
they've been advertising.
Julia Roberts.
They've been doing all that. That's what. And I got a James Carville. I don't know if you see all the Twitter thing, James Carville over the weekend, Anthony. But he's not working. He's not working. They're not working. It's just nuts. and so Carville's given. He said, I can't do it. Not working. So that's James Carville over the weekend. I'll play the real clip here coming up. But so I'll say there's no way. And I guess Gavin Newsom or energized whether or not. Did you see the New Jersey rally for Trump?
They just showed that too. I mean, huge crowd.
They're huge crowd.
80 to 100,000 people got there a day or two before to wait.
Dang it. That's awesome.
New Jersey's not even absolutely Joe Biden. It's a deep dark blue state. It's over if he loses New Jersey. It's just that the polling this morning is overwhelming. So in Trump's favor.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And then the Jersey thing's funny because the way that the leftist media spun that was Trump lies about the 80 to 100,000 people instead of looking at the photos. Now, look, I used to do crowds. I understand size of crowds, scale, and all that stuff. Was it 80 to 100,000 people when he was speaking, just based on the size? Probably not. But there was every inch of that place was filled shoulder to shoulder, and they're talking about it seemed like they were emptying out when Trump was speaking. They were emptying out in the back because they knew they were trying to make sure they didn't get stuck in traffic. It's just such ignorance on the side, and it's like there's a ferocity, ferociousness of people just needing to get rid of what is going on in this administration, and the fact that they don't have an answer for the polling. They don't have an answer for the fact that he's drawing these kind of numbers in deep blue places. I think they know that they need to do something. I think they've been planning on doing it all along. The closer that the Democrat Party keeps it to their chest, to their vest, to make sure nobody knows exactly what they're going to do, the better, because the Republican Party doesn't campaign based on speculation, which I think is ignorant, stupid, and short-sighted, and they're thinking that this is going to be a walk in the park through Joe Biden, and they're trying to avoid any conversation about Newsom or anybody else that can fill the role. And when they last minute throw somebody in, it's going to be very hard for them to campaign to the American people for 6 or 7 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks even to inform them on how bad Gavin Newsom is. Most people that are in the know, but the independents are just going to say, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to vote for either of these guys. I hate Trump. I'm going to go for the guy that I don't know anything about.
Well, and then the media's going to go nuts and drool, and he's slick. He's look good. Picture nice. Oh, that cool guy. I mean, California. You're going to get all of that. You're right. It'll be hard. Well, okay, so who was your vice presidential pick again for Trump?
Oh, God. How about, I know it's not going to be Kristi Noem at this part. Anybody that's talking that Nikki Haley actually was being in conversation, I'm glad Trump shut that down. Thank goodness. I still think you've got the Ben Carsons in the mix. I think I've heard it after last week when they started talking about it, and I don't think anybody was resonating very well with the voter base. I think the Ben Carson name started to pop up a little bit more here and there. But I still think Elise Stefanik's good shot. I don't know. It's honestly a
crapshoot. Yeah, but it's like, Carson would be that moderate feeling, temperamentally, calm, like Mike Pence kind of. So it'd be that kind of a feel too. All right, Anthony, how can people listen to your podcast?
Just find Truth Will Set You Free on all the social media platforms. Truth Will Set You Free USA and Instagram. You can find me there, and then we're on all the different major podcast networks.
Truth Will Set You Free podcast. Anthony Russo from Fort Worth. Hey, thank you. Oh, by the way, Fort Worth just had the tallest building in Fort Worth auctioned off. It was $121 million. It sold for
$17 million.
I thought it was 12.3.
Right?
12.
It was low. It was under 20. I saw that. I have no idea why. I saw that article and I'm curious. I got to look at it.
It was $121 million. It sold for in 2021, and it sold when it auctioned for 12. The tallest building in Fort Worth. You should have bought that, Anthony. What the heck?
I know I didn't realize I missed the day, and I have more than enough money too. So
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, thank you. Appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you, Anthony Russo down in Texas. Brother Johnny's jumped in. We'll talk to him in a second. Let's do our sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals win over Milwaukee. The final yesterday was 4-3. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney, and the Cardinals had a happy flight to Anaheim after yesterday's 4-3 win. They beat the Brewers for the first time this season and ended a 7-game losing streak in the process.
If you're going to take a long flight, you might as well win a ball game, and that's what the Cardinals did yesterday. A team effort on Mother's Day. So many good things happened, but it was Miles Michaelis after a rough and very long first inning who settled in, picked up the victory. He ended up going 6 innings. Helsley got the save, and Paul Goldschmidt got his swing back a little bit. A home run and a base hit and an RBI besides that.
Well, Paul Goldschmidt had a good day, so did Michael Ciani as he extended a hitting streak, and Ciani drove in what proved to be the winning run.
And he is really playing good baseball, certainly playing it on the defensive side, but his offense continues to shine as well.
As he had a 2-hit ball game. Matt Carpenter was on base a couple of times. Alec Burleson had a huge throw, cutting down a run at the plate, or it would have been a 4-0 lead in the first inning. Cardinals play in Anaheim tonight. We're on the air at 7:40. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
In 10 innings, Cubs win 5-4 over Pittsburgh. They've got Atlanta with a 6:20 start over on US 105.9 using Shoto on the mound. Have you got any audio, Stevie?
A little Christopher Morel, maybe.
The pitch. Morel swings, hits one in the air, deep left field. Going back, Reynolds at the track, looks up near the wall, gone! Christopher Morel and the Cubs strike first. A 2-run shot to left. It's 2-0 Cubs here in the first.
That gets some momentum going. Cleveland over the Chicago White Sox 7-0, and they'll start a series at 6:40 against Washington. We had Illinois getting 2 games to 1 over Iowa, winning yesterday 6-3. Boy, so many great tributes to Mom, including at the Illinois game. And now they'll be playing Purdue Thursday at 5 and West Lafayette. But Illinois baseball looking good.
Yep. And a real good chance to win the Big Ten. And, hey, the NCAA after that. The Fighting Illini golf team starts play today.
Yes, that's true. They've got the 2024 Stanford Regional that they'll appear in, and hoping to move on then to the NCAA tournament after that.
The final. They're in the NCAA. This is regional. They're trying to get to the next level. You got to play well, but you ought to make the next level. 30 teams make the national championship, then it's pared down to 10.
Okay.
Mike Small's team has been the best cold weather school in the last couple of decades, so off they go. Our weather brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl works every day to improve the health of community members across the region. If you're looking for an opportunity to serve others in a supportive environment, visit carl.org/careers.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness Saturday after a fine spell of weather over the past weekend and a summery feel yesterday. A little bit cooler air for the day today, and the next weather system bringing clouds, and this afternoon, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Highs up to 77, gusty south wind. A few showers and thunderstorms both early and again after midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 61 on a southeast wind. It'll shift around east-northeast for the day. Tomorrow, that means much cooler air. A few showers, maybe a thunderstorm both morning and afternoon as well. Highs up to about 67. The showers wind down early tomorrow night. Low down to 53. And a partly cloudy, dry Wednesday up to about 73 on a bit of a north-northeasterly wind. Next week, weather system, much like a warm front, generating a shower thunderstorm in just a couple of spots. Late Thursday into Friday. Highs in the mid-70s Thursday and Friday. And an early summer feel back into play here for the weekend, much like we had it here yesterday. 81 on Saturday, up near 80 for Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchus, Greg Soldier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Stuart Varley, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The U.S. company, which owns Booking.com and a number of other travel websites, is under pressure in the EU. The European Union adding Booking Holdings to its list for strict digital scrutiny. It's being classed as an online gatekeeper. Booking Holdings, which is based in Norwalk, Connecticut, owns travel websites including Cheap Flights, Kayak.com, and Priceline, as well as restaurant reservation platform OpenTable. Apple Store employees in Maryland have voted to authorize a first strike over working conditions. The yes vote allows the bargaining committee for the union that represents the store workers to call for a strike at any time. No date's been set for a potential work stoppage. If the workers decide to strike, it'd be the first walkout by Apple employees in the U.S. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating.
Bring on spring. Get the light and delicious Greek pizza, topped with premium mozzarella, feta, new sliced Kalamata olives, diced tomatoes, mild peppers, and red onions. It's the best Detroit-style pizza around with a crispy, crunchy, cheesy crust to the edge. Hurry in and enjoy a large Greek Detroit-style pizza for $16.99. Code word Greek. Jets. Better because it has to be.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. Brother Johnny's here. One more day. Thought you were taking off. You got another day. Bonus day in Philo.
Yeah.
Good to have him here. All right. So, Johnny, the latest polls, New York Times, Siena. I think they partnered with them. And looking at this thing, I don't know how. I know it's 6 months, but the trends are definitely for Donald Trump. Some of the swing states, Wisconsin, it's 47-45 Biden. That's what the latest Wisconsin numbers are. Pennsylvania, 47-44 Trump. Arizona, 49-42 Trump. Michigan, 49-42 Trump. Georgia, 49-39 Trump. That's 10 full points. Nevada, 50-38 Trump. Those are all Biden states.
Now, I like Nevada. Arizona's pretty good, or?
Yeah, it's 7 Arizona, 7 Michigan, 10 Georgia, 12 Nevada. Those are big margins. That would do it if he were to get all that.
Well, I mean, I always talk about how we vote. I think the number of mail-in ballots throws the polls into kind of a tailspin because I don't know what's going on there. Same-day registration's an absolute disaster, and the drop boxes are still around. I will remind you that Fetterman was down 11 2 weeks before in Pennsylvania to Oz, and it was not close.
Yeah, well, there's that. I don't know. I just know that the trends and the momentum are Donald Trump.
No, Steve. Donald Trump would be elected in a 30 years ago method of voting. It's not close. Here's what you got to understand. People generally don't think we should have no border in this country. Most people don't think you should be able to go in a store and steal something. Most people don't believe we should defund the police, which spikes crime, and treat the law enforcement like they've been treated. Most people don't agree with that. Obviously, guys shouldn't play on girls' teams. Don't like the inflation. Nothing's wrong with having our own independent energy for our own people.
Yeah.
Yep. We usually don't dislike all of that and vote to have it.
Yeah, right.
So I don't think there's any question. And Trump, Biden, that's a choice. You don't like either one. Okay. But do you like paying $4 instead of $2 for gas and giving our money to Venezuela and Iran? No. So I think we're way past the 50% mark on that. Now, how do you get those votes counted? And will they still come in with semi-trucks from across state lines? Will they still be pulling suitcases from under tables? Are you still going to have packed drop boxes of votes, which clearly have to be 100%?
Well, I mean, are we not watching all that? Are the Republicans not?
We're not watching it like we should be. And
where are the Republicans on this?
They're coming a little bit
What
around.
in the world aren't they coming a lot? I don't get that.
We've got dozens of nonprofits fighting in the trenches, which has helped.
Okay.
With those kind of margins, I think I heard a clip Trump saying, I think we can beat the cheat margin. Of course, he's been saying it was a complete sham the whole time. And I'm kind of on Donald Trump's page on just what we saw, particularly same-day registration and then counting the votes on through the next 2 or 3 weeks. Same-day registration means if all the people have voted, you won. No. We don't know how many registered today. Well, how many could have registered? Well, how far are we behind? There's nothing you can do to really certify that and be confident that's no matter what party you're in, there's no way we can go forward with that kind of inaudible trail of votes.
Even though it was the safest and most secure election in U.S. history?
Yeah, I think that's what we'd like to get, and we may pick the wrong guy anyway. But boy, I tell you, there's no question that the procedures that were changed for COVID have to be largely reversed, or none of the polling means anything. Look at the crowds. Trump, you got 80,000 versus.
They're guessing. Of course, a Democrat wrote in there. No, that's like 7. I've had that at a local band. No, that was 50 at least, probably 80. It was unbelievable. People were there for a day.
Well, certainly Joe literally gets 7 or 8 people. And
Johnny, if there was a bet today, I would only bet that Joe Biden wins 8 states right now. 8. New Jersey's only 7-point margin. Okay, so here is...
and Brian's texting in to 359-2255 saying, when have the polls have ever been correct?
Well, they have been, but no, you're right. It's kind of just a rough estimate.
I mean, if anybody calls me, I don't know I'm not going to talk to them because I don't know who's asking, right? Because people are Trump shy and they're not Biden shy. So here we go with, I got to play James Carville on his exasperation. James Carville was kind of the architect for the Clintons. Very smart, you know him.
He's old school.
He's 80 years old.
79.
79 turning 80.
Well, so is everybody else, so what the heck?
That's true. Here he is, though, exasperated.
In Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, as an assault on the temple of democracy, the Constitution. I don't know whatever. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you starting your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself, and the opinion I've come to is I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare. You can be on TV. Or you can write pieces. You can have a YouTube channel. You can have a podcast. And nothing.
James Carville, nothing. It's not working.
Well, that James, he's a character.
Yeah, he is. We got more on this. I got to give you these swing state numbers. I do not think Joe Biden will be the candidate. I'm firmer on that than I've been. Stand by for more on that. It's 7:30 ESPN 93.5.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Former attorney Michael Cohen is expected to testify today at former President Trump's trial in New York about paying Stormy Daniels to not tell her story.
He's expected to tell the jury that Trump told him to pay off Stormy to protect his 2016 presidential campaign. And then the former president reimbursed him. Trump's defense is expected to point out the disbarred lawyer lied to Congress, served federal prison time for tax evasion, bank fraud, campaign violations, and cannot be believed in anything he says.
Fox's Eric Shawn. Israeli troops push deeper into Rafah in southern Gaza as more fighting flares up in northern Gaza.
The Israeli military is back operating in parts of Gaza where it previously said Hamas had been dealt with. This, along with the deaths of 4 soldiers in a Gaza City alleyway, are signs the Islamist group is still able to renew its threat.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. On Friday, University of Illinois geared up for graduation with a pro-Palestinian campus officially behind. Campground workers cleared out what was left of the nearly 2-week protest Friday, saying it was already in their plans to pack up Friday and say the end of the 12-day encampment isn't the end of their mission. A group of Urbana High School students got special recognition from the city and the mayor last week. It wasn't for their grades or athletic accomplishments, but for giving more than 10,000 hours of their time this school year to do volunteer work. More than 100 students honored in their school gymnasium for putting in work to better their community in the 3rd annual ceremony of the mayoral recognition program. Student teachers in Illinois could soon be paid for their work. Sponsors and advocates believe the change is a great way to recruit and retain future teachers. A plan moving in the House would require the Illinois Board of Higher Education to distribute a stipend of up to $10,000 per semester for student teachers. And that's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. We have a Stever. It is from PDR Automotive. It is at GoStever.com. I'm going to do a full vehicle inspection for you so you know if you have an older car, you know what you got. You know, if you need anything, you can get a 4 or 5 page printout, exactly what your car has or doesn't have. If you're selling your car on your own, something like that, you'll want to know. Or if you have a car you're going to hold on to for a little bit longer than you expected, what's wrong with knowing what you got? So it's $100. I'll pay for it. You can go to GoStever.com for a free vehicle inspection. Your car will love it. Know that back there, it's over there, and that little one thing, some fluky needs done, or maybe it doesn't need done, or keep your eye on it. It's at PDR Automotive or Stever offer. And if you do end up doing something with PDR, I'll kick in $100 toward whatever you might need done. So potentially a $200 package. GoStever.com, GoStever.com. Weather brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
And they remind you, if you've got some home improvement projects this spring, siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living, visit KramerSiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign and Van Avis Saturday after a fine spell of weather over the past weekend and a summery feel yesterday. A little bit cooler air for the day today, and the next weather system bringing clouds, and this afternoon, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Highs up to 77, gusty south wind. A few showers and thunderstorms both early and again after midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 61 on a southeast wind. It'll shift around east-northeast for the day. Tomorrow, that means much cooler air. A few showers, maybe a thunderstorm both morning and afternoon as well. Highs up to about 67. The showers wind down early tomorrow night. Low down to 53. And a partly cloudy, dry Wednesday up to about 73 on a bit of a north-northeasterly wind. Next week, weather system, much like a warm front, generating a shower thunderstorm in just a couple of spots. Late Thursday into Friday, highs in the mid-70s Thursday and Friday, and an early summer feel back into play here for the weekend, much like we had it here yesterday. 81 on Saturday, up near 80 for Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgan.
All right, healthy living expert and one of the original Buns of Steel hosts, generating over $1 billion in sales, over 6 million units sold. Lisa Hart, how are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you.
Nice to have you back on our program. So I'm reading here, survey says only 2% of TikTok diet and nutrition trends are accurate. Who did that study?
That was by MyFitnessPal and Dublin City University.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a lot of work. They found that only 2.1%, to be exact, of the content was actually accurate when they viewed over more than 67,000 videos.
I see. So what are they trying to make me eat more Doritos? What's the deal? What are they pushing there, Lisa?
Yeah, really. What was the initiative? What was the back plan on that? Now, whatever MyFitnessPal may have had in mind, they're very good for pointing this out. But I mean, my goodness, is that surprising?
No, I actually thought it was
TikTok influencers.
I thought it'd be more like 1%, Lisa, but so they did double what I expected.
Yeah. They overperformed. No, so it's kind of like just because Google says it so and TikTok says it so does not mean it is so.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I've had you before, and we talked about the buns of steel and how amazingly popular that was. And then I said, well, it's been a minute since all that happened. And when you are walking around as Lisa Hart and you feel that pressure of saying, I got to stay in shape, I can't have that donut, does that still stay with you?
It does. It does. However, and this reminds me of something, and my dear friend Jeff Crilly with Real News PR is probably listening right now. And we have a little funny joke going back and forth where here I am, 56 years old, and I still get carded.
Well,
and people go, "What?"
There you go.
Well, then I turn around and flash, little side cheek. And so, hey, people are still looking, but I do not follow fad diet. It's just good, clean living.
Okay, what we do? I've heard so many recommendations. One that made two that made sense. One was, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, and when the sun goes down, the fork goes down. I thought those were fairly common sense.
Well, they're easy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, now when the sun goes down, that one might be a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Because, what if we're on daylight savings?
Yeah, exactly.
Reverse,
I'm eating 9:30, man. I'm eating 9:30. It isn't good to eat late, right? That's not any good. I struggle with grazing later in the evening. I struggle with that.
Right. One of the things that I like to do, I like to control my cravings by pairing fat and carbohydrates. Or no, actually, scratch that. Proteins and carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
And so I call it the buddy system. And when you're eating just proteins by themselves, your glucose levels can rise and fall. And the same thing with a carb by itself, rise and fall. And so it's kind of like those, they are codependent and they depend upon each other. And so when we have the buddies of the protein and the carbohydrate mixed in a snack or in a meal, then it helps to balance the glucose levels in the body.
Yeah.
And then the little codependent friends are happier.
Yeah, all makes sense. It sometimes doesn't even matter if you're hungry. I'll just eat.
Well, I'm thinking maybe, have you considered Buns of Steel 2.0? It might be time to start it. And a good place to start that, Lisa, would be Disney World because, whoa, I don't see how some of these people get themselves around. Listen.
We have an obesity issue.
Well, when I was just in Disney World and looked up, what's the heaviest people group? And we're the number 2, but the number 1 are the Islanders. And I think their skeletons weigh 200 pounds.
My goodness, yeah.
If that's any consolation, we're probably putting too much ketchup on our Whopper.
Well,
because we need to get back to Buns of Steel. How do we do that, Lisa?
How about that? You know what? It's kind of called the fitness fountain of youth. Why don't we just back up, slow down, not do as much screen time? That's another issue of if we're doing that too late, then we're reactivating the neurotransmitters in the brain, and then we get hungry. So that is actually one thing that if we can stop the screen time sooner in the evening, and then I like to think of turn to tea. So instead of turning to a cocktail or a real heavy sugar snack or heavy fat, how about a cup of nice chamomile tea?
Smart.
And some nuts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As an option.
Lisa, he's good. And by the way, they said Stevie's in CrossFit. He's
Stevie's
Buns
keeping
of
up.
Steel is still alive and well.
I
and
tell
stuff.
you, it's just my son bought a CrossFit gym. I don't know if you've ever done CrossFit, Lisa, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, I got to tell you, I really enjoy it. 29% of our country is at the right weight, by the way.
29?
29.
Okay.
71. It's 41.
29. That's
41% obese.
Right.
41.
Wow.
yeah.
And
yeah.
So
we
yeah.
got to do something about that. And kudos to on the CrossFit.
Thank you.
I definitely got to say, with any exercise program, we need to try and be safe because there have been a lot of injuries. But
well, that's because you can't control your competitiveness. I look around and I say, listen, I'm doing 80 pounds on the bench right now. I'm going down 75, and that's hard because the other fellows are. But you got to look like blinders with a horse. And if you can control your own competitiveness, you're fine. You really are. It's good for all ages, and it's really an amazing deal when you can be done with your exercise in 12 minutes.
Right,
I love
Lisa,
that.
we've got a local park district in Urbana that's doing adult co-rec kickball leagues starting in a couple weeks. And I was like, kickball? No problem. I can do. And Stevie's saying you might pull a hammy.
Well, I said you can't play from memory, Lisa. You gotta loosen up here. You can't go out and just play. I've done that before.
Kickball, though.
No, that's still the hammy. That's the quad and all that stuff. Listen to Lisa Hart. She'll tell you.
Yeah. And you know what? Whether it's kickball or CrossFit, find something you enjoy.
Yeah.
And then you get hooked, and then, your friends are there. And, if you don't show up, they're like, hey, we didn't see you yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I love it. Whatever, if you can find something that you enjoy, you're much more likely to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will eat healthier because then you realize, I shouldn't have had that burger and fries and all that stuff, and I'm not feeling as good for my workout.
Lisa, Leisa, Lisa Hart, how can people connect with you?
Well, thank you for spelling my unique name. Yes, you can check out my website at lisahart.com, LeIsahart.com.
Hey, listen, congratulations on getting carded. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
When I buy something like that and I say, do you need to card me? And they just laugh. I said, that's ridiculous. How dare you? Why did you? Come on, man. Lisa, thanks for your time. Keep up your good work. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. 743 ESPN 93.5, 17 before 8 o'clock. Lisa Hart, LeIsahart.
Hear the show anytime, StevieJay.com.
All right, quick check of sports headlines. Got Fareed Zakaria. He's the political analyst for CNN. I want you to hear this.
All right.
I mean, it's the flare shots have been put in the air.
Okay.
It's time to say, and it's easy. You go to Joe Biden and you say, you know what? You've done great. It's awesome, but we're going to put Hunter in jail, and we're going to absolutely impeach you. You need to stand the mic and read what we say. It's been a wonderful career, but it's time to spend time with Dr. Jill Biden.
Well,
that's it.
No one's going to.
Oh, Joe, you're awesome.
No one's going to jail, but because they're just not going to do it. But
to get him out, you can
say
things.
You can't threaten Joe.
No, how about Hunter?
I think you just don't nominate the guy. I don't know the way they've got it set up in the party.
It's rigged up,
and I don't know if they can de-rig that for Joe. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Once he's in, and they don't have a mechanism to get him out, except for like something you said, which I don't think they're going to go that
I mean, they're not going to win right now. I just don't think they can count on the drop box.
They're still in play with the system, the remnants of the system from COVID.
But that's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a risk. That's why I don't think Michelle Obama would ever think about running, because they could even lose, that would be disastrous.
Yeah.
Plus, I think by now Barack's realized that although people would think if she's president, he'd be the most influential Democrat in the country, but he realizes he might be the least influential Democrat in the country once Michelle's president.
Well, there you go.
So they're out.
So here's Fareed Zakaria with a stern look. You can't see it on radio, but very stern look in describing the scenario.
I have to admit, none of this is playing out as I thought it would. Trump is now leading in almost all the swing states, but behind those numbers lie even more troubling details. As someone worried about the prospects of a second Trump term, I think it's best to be honest about reality. I understand that polls are not always accurate, but in general, they have tended to underestimate Donald Trump's support, not overestimate it. Perhaps this is because inflation is a far more pervasive problem than unemployment, affecting all Americans every day. Perhaps it's because people's views on the economy now are largely derived from their broader attitudes towards the candidates. But whatever the reasons, it's a stunning reversal in the midst of a relentless stream of good economic news. But on the other great cultural issue, immigration, Biden is 35 points behind Trump as to who would handle it better. And I do wonder whether abortion will be as large an issue in a presidential race, given that reversing Roe v. Wade threw the issue to state governments and legislatures and not the federal government. Perhaps the most worrying new trend for the Democrats is that far from being the more unified party, they are now bitterly divided over the war in Gaza. Bernie Sanders has said the eruption of pro-Palestinian protests could be Biden's Vietnam, and even invoked the specter of Lyndon Johnson choosing not to run for re-election in 1968 because of the opposition to that war.
All right, there you go.
No, I think he's right on. And Joe could pull out. I mean, he's got to be president. What's the point? But on the other hand, the people who did want to defund the police and did scrap our energy program and have an open border also are the one deciding whether we should go forward. So
and what would change if you change Democrats? I mean, if Gavin Newsom would keep everything the same, wouldn't he?
Well, that doesn't matter. It's just now, see, we're into personalities. Why wouldn't you vote for Trump, who had all of these things I don't like covered, but people don't like him?
Yeah.
And so it's got nothing to do with how he does the job. So and you see what they're trying to do by making him a criminal, and he's not one, apparently, because to survive, how many assaults legally has this been and counting? So I think the Democrats are dependent on the on their machine that delivers votes, rightly or wrongly, fair or unfair. That's all. Their candidate becomes less important. And if they take Joe out, or if he decides not to run, they'd have a much better chance. I'm hoping Joe stays in, because I don't want another Democrat regime. But I do think it'll be Pritzker, not Newsom.
Oh, Pritzker.
J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois.
Wow. It's Brother Johnny.
One of the top 15 richest people or something.
Well, he's just he can present pretty well, and he's unknown, so there's no baggage like Newsom's got. And he can talk a pretty good game,
He's pretty far left.
And he's very far left. That's the point.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. And but, the media and the big tech, they can make it he's better than Joe.
Well,
and I'm not voting for Trump. So
he's got a lot more energy. He's more affable for sure.
Yeah.
Good smile. Speaks well.
Yeah, he can be likable.
Money.
Yeah, with a lot of money, he's got that.
Well, and the Democrats have the money. That's always a battle.
Right.
Because the Republicans, they overthink it.
Right. The people that aren't thinking about any of this are going to hear the messages.
Yeah.
It's sports headlines.
Okay. St. Louis over Milwaukee 4-3. Now the LA Angels with an 8:38 start. Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. That's here on ESPN 93.5. In 10 innings, Cubs beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-4. Now they'll start a series against Atlanta. 6:20 start on US 105.9. We had Cleveland over the Chicago White Sox 7-0, and they've got a series starting up on Chicago's South Side against Washington with a 6:40 start. Illinois beat Iowa 6-3 in baseball, taking that series 2-1. 30-17 on the season, 15-6 in the Big Ten. Next up, Purdue at 5 o'clock on Thursday. We also had Illinois football with Coach Aaron Henry getting a Texas guy, a number 11 cornerback.
Yeah,
Terrence Brooks.
That'll help.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that'll help.
That recruitment news came down the pipe yesterday. Number 18, Illinois Golf in the 2024 Stanford Regional with 18 holes today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. This is their 16th appearance, hoping to advance. So go Illini. When it comes to Parkland's Cobras, beating the St. Louis Community College yesterday 4-3. The softball team is 57-4. and head on in the postseason, as does the baseball team at 40-13, beating Lewis and Clark 9-6 yesterday in the Region 24 baseball tournament. As far as what's trending in the NBA, Pacers really soundedly beat New York 121-89, so that series is tied at 2 apiece, and Bronny is medically cleared to play in the NBA.
I thought Bronny was going to Ohio State. Did I not hear that? I don't know.
Maybe he'll take a shot at the NBA.
Yeah.
With the draft coming up in a few weeks.
And, of course, we are still at 6 as far as transfer portals, 6 for Illinois, with the latest, our 7'1" player from Croatia. Okay, so the Big Ten baseball standings, the Illini are 15-6, Nebraska 14-7, Purdue 13-8. Well, so we got to go to Purdue. We got to play baseball, because if Purdue swept us in a 3-game series, they'd pass us and put us down.
How many games we got?
3 left.
Oh, whoa!
So
that comes down to Purdue.
Yeah, if we beat Purdue once, we win. Nebraska. Where's Nebraska play this week? Anyway, the question has been flying around whether the Big Ten champion would even make the NCAA tournament, because the conference isn't necessarily thought of a powerhouse.
But they're still the Big Ten, so you're probably going to get in.
I think you'll get probably 2. Let's see, Nebraska plays at Michigan State this weekend. Let's see here where in Michigan State is. Michigan State's 500. So anyway, so Illinois just has to go take care of business. You win 2 out of 3. I think you clinch a tie. And then I'm not sure what head-to-head Illinois is done with Nebraska. So you got to go beat Purdue, and Purdue's going to have a great crowd there.
And Purdue is in second.
They're third.
Okay.
Nebraska so they could pass us if they swept us. So we can't let that happen. We got to
go, boys.
Most home runs in a zillion years at Illinois. Our guys are hitting home run. I mean, we had 8 in one game. So we're pretty good. Dan Hartleb's got it going on, and excited for Illinois baseball and the postseason coming up. And again, we'll track the men. It's 5:51 out in California, but they'll be off fairly early, and we'll track the Illini men's golf team. Perennial power, the best cold weather school. What Mike Small's done is just remarkable.
No, it's a great
unbelievable
golf team, man. I tell you what,
unbelievable.
I need to work on my swing a little bit.
You played over the weekend. You got 43 on the back at the Urbana Country Club.
Well, there's a technique I was using. Your son Christian was playing, and he's a great golfer. And on the back 9, after Christian hit his drive, after kind of showing me his swing, I said, well, you hit my drive, and then I'll take over. Well, that made quite a difference.
Well, so here, remember, so it helps when you're sitting out there nice in the middle.
It even helped more because usually Christian's second shot, because he's good enough, any issues that he can immediately adjust.
Yeah.
Boom. The second one was usually better than the first. So, no, I was smoking.
Nice.
Anybody can drive, Steve.
That's right. That's just right. And Rory McIlroy wins yesterday.
No way.
He won.
Finally.
Well, it was a Quail Hollow, the Wells Fargo. He's won there 4 times.
Whew, man, but he needs to break into a major.
He had it going on. He won by 5 shots. It was fun to watch. There was a stretch of holes from like holes 8 to 13. He was 2 shots behind Xander Schauffele. 2 shots behind Xander Schauffele. And after 6 holes, he was ahead by he gained 8 strokes. It was like eagle. He had 2 eagles on the back. 2 eagles on the back? I think he had 2 eagles on the back.
Man.
He was great. Anyway, fun to watch Rory.
I've been in a zone like that. You just get there. Only 2 shots in a row. But still, you feel it. You feel it, Steve.
All right, our weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years, member FDIC, and by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Nant vicinity. Next in a series of these weather systems via the plains and up across the heart of the Corn Belt. Expected to generate a pretty good covering of showers and a couple of thunderstorms. So the next couple of days, we'll get into some short-term drying. Middle part of the week, hit and miss rainfall later on this week. And another round of some drying expected over the course of the weekend. All the while, early summer-like temperature pattern expected to come back into play towards the weekend after a brief cool-off here in the next 24 to 36 6 hours. Increasing clouds for the day today, not quite as warm, up to 77 south wind and a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking up. More so for the afternoon. Tonight, a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms, both early and again after midnight, low down to 61. Tomorrow, much cooler, a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms, both morning and afternoon. Winds will shift around east-northeast and a high at 67. A dry Wednesday, partly cloudy, 73. A stray shower thunderstorm late Thursday into Friday. High temperatures for the end part of the week into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Escape the ordinary and embark on an unforgettable adventure with Stevie Jay Travel with Larry and Elena Kemper. Hi, it's Stevie Jay. Picture yourself aboard a small yacht departing from the enchanting city of Dubrovnik, Croatia. As the gentle breeze carries the scent of the Adriatic Sea, you'll set sail toward the captivating Dalmatian Islands. Over 10 magnificent days, immerse yourself in the Mediterranean lifestyle where every moment is a celebration of beauty and tranquility. Explore hidden coves, swim in crystal clear waters, and stroll through seaside villages. With Stevie Jay Travel, every detail is taken care of, from luxurious accommodations to delectable onboard dining experiences. Relax on deck as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. This is more than a cruise. It's a journey of discovery and delight. Escape to paradise with Stevie Jay Travel. Visit StevieJayTravel.com. That's StevieJayTravel.com for details. Your Mediterranean adventure awaits.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Coming Saturday, June 22nd, it's the Cardinal Bus Trip, brought to you by Route 66 Solar. Yes, join us for a beautiful day in St. Louis as we take on the San Francisco Giants. For information about our suite and all the beverages and food that are included, and a wonderful motor coach from Timmy Tours, simply text in BUS to 217-359-2255. Join us Saturday, June 22nd for the annual Cardinal Bus Trip from ESPN 93.5. So you live in the country or a rural area, but you struggle with internet, right? Well, not anymore. MF Wireless is your premier rural high-speed internet provider. Macomber Farms Wireless is a local internet provider. It started in Camargo. Their focus, providing you reliable, high-speed internet with friendly and fast customer service. Just go to MF, as in Macomber Farms, mfwireless.com. Check for coverage. mfwireless.com. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I feel occasional burning and stabbing in my hands as I age.
I sometimes feel numbness and tingling in my feet as I get older.
It's starting to get in the way of doing what I love.
At Nervive, we hear you, and we can help. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use.
Now that I know, I'm taking control.
Try Nervive Nerve Relief and say yes to healthy nerves. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
All right, I'm going to break for the news. We do have a Stever. If you want your complete vehicle inspection, inspection. If you want your complete vehicle inspection paid for, I'll do it. It's $100. I'll cover that. And then if you do choose to get any fixes that you may need, I'll throw $100 at that.
Okay.
It's all at GoStever.com. GoStever.com, the program that we invented where I give you money to go spend, and you keep the stuff. You have a survey after you're done, so you tell me how PDR treated you.
Mm-hmm.
Been around a long time. John Marshall and his team at PDR Automotive. Well, it is May 9. This is Monday. Going to have a high school graduation. So a whole bunch of those coming up now. The U of I is empty, ladies and gentlemen. They have left. They have left the building.
Boy, lots of traffic over the weekend for graduation.
All right, we're back. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Former President Trump has just arrived at the courthouse. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where his ex-lawyer turned nemesis Michael Cohen will testify about the records the former president is charged with falsifying after paying to keep an alleged affair quiet before the 2016 election.
Expected to tell the jury that it was Trump who organized those payments to Stormy Daniels and then lied about reimbursing Cohen for those payments, illegally calling them legal expenses. But you know, Trump's defense attorneys, man, are they going to tear into Cohen's credibility. He served time for tax evasion, bank fraud, campaign finance violations.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court. The former president calls the criminal case persecution aimed at derailing his 2024 campaign. A New York Times Siena poll just out gives the former president big leads over President Biden in battleground states.
Trump up 49-42 in Arizona, 49-39 in Georgia, 49-42 in Michigan, 50-38 in Nevada, 47-44 in Pennsylvania, and 45-47 for Biden in Wisconsin.
Fox's Rich Edson at the White House. As Israel keeps battling Hamas in Gaza, more American diplomacy this morning.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken told Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant the U.S. commitment to Israel's security and shared objective to defeat Hamas is ironclad. Still, Blinken reaffirmed the Biden administration's opposition to a major military ground operation in Rafah.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Jury selection starts at Senator Bob Menendez's trial in New York today. The New Jersey Democrat accused of accepting cash and gold bars and other bribes to help foreign governments, which Menendez denies. An actor has a new role, patient, after Steve Buscemi was attacked in New York City.
Buscemi is recovering from bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. The incident happened just before noon last Wednesday. His publicist telling the New York Post Steve Buscemi was assaulted in Midtown Manhattan, another victim of a random act of violence in the city.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Police still looking for the attacker. America's listening to Fox News.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
A police officer is being mourned in Ohio. Jacob Durbin was just 23 years old and died in an ambush responding to a domestic disturbance Saturday in Euclid. The manhunt for the gunman ended last night when police say they found Dwayne Vaughn dead in an apartment in Shaker Heights. The officer's death comes at a time when deaths in the line of duty are in focus in Washington, D.C.
National Police Week draws tens of thousands of law enforcement officers and their families to the nation's capital. This evening's annual Candlelight Vigil will honor the officers who lost their lives in 2023. Other events include the annual Steve Young National Honor Guard competition and pipe band competition Tuesday, and the National Police Survivors Conference at the Washington Hilton on Thursday. President John F. Kennedy designating May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week it falls on as Police Week in 1962. Organizers say the week aims to offer honor, remembrance, and peer support, as well as a time to gather and pay respect to those who gave their lives in the line of duty. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
There is another attempt to unionize more auto workers in the South.
The UAW says some 5,000 workers are set to decide in a secret vote beginning today on whether to unionize at Mercedes plant in Vance, Alabama, and its nearby battery factory. Final results are due Friday. If successful, Mercedes would become the second U.S. automaker in the South to see its workers join the UAW's ranks after workers at a Volkswagen factory in Tennessee joined the union. Mercedes-Benz says it'll be watching the election process and to make sure that every team member has the opportunity to vote. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Workers at the first Apple store to unionize in Towson, Maryland voted over the weekend to authorize a strike. They want more pay and more predictable scheduling. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising at today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Student teachers in Illinois could soon be paid for their work. Sponsors and advocates believe the change is a great way to recruit and retain future teachers. A plan moving in the House would require the Illinois Board of Higher Education to distribute a stipend of up to $10,000 per semester for student teachers. A group of Urbana High School students got special recognition from the city and the mayor last week. It wasn't for their grades or athletic accomplishments, but for giving more than 10,000 hours of their time this school year to do volunteer work. More than 100 students honored in their school gymnasium for putting in work to better their community in the third annual ceremony of the mayoral recognition program. On Friday, University of Illinois geared up for graduation with a pro-Palestinian campus officially behind. Campground workers cleared out what was left of the nearly 2-week protest Friday, saying it was already in their plans to pack up Friday and say the end of the 12-day encampment isn't the end of their mission. And that's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you very much, Jim. ESPN 93.5. Good to have you along here on this Monday morning, May 13. Brother Johnny's in the studio with Diane and Stevie J here. Our weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. If you need a free assessment for your office to where you could save some money, you can call Watts Copy Systems 352-0428. Mr. Greg Solier has joined us now, sir. Johnny's
Good morning.
Johnny's training down in New Orleans tonight. Shouldn't be any problem on the weather.
Hey, listen, congratulations on Mother's Day, Greg. That was fantastic.
Yes,
fantastic.
it was.
Yeah, if you don't keep Mama happy, everybody's not going to be happy.
And it's your wife,
Christine.
Your wife's Christine, right?
Yeah,
she's delightful. And you had a great Mother's Day?
Yeah, it was nice up in my part of the world, and just church and dinner and a little gift and some. It was just down the middle, nice and easy.
Awesome
day for one and all. She enjoyed it, I'm sure. Yes.
And your boys did all the cooking. I trust that.
They do all the eating around here.
All right, buddy boy. What are we looking at for this week?
Well, not far away from Brother Johnny's place again. More big rain and storms down there in Bayou Country and off. Along the Gulf Coast, Mobile up to Birmingham and Jackson, Mississippi, to just name a few. The flood warnings continue into eastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, and all the way into the Florida Panhandle. They need rain from Jacksonville, the peninsula on southward. Things a little drier than you'd like to be. Everyone else is well watered down to that part of the U.S. And same with parts of the far west and southwestern Corn Belt locales. We're pretty much even keeled around here. I'm sure there was some progress made on planting operations over the past weekend. Let's see, 67 now at Willard and Savoy, 64 Rantoul, 66 at Danville, a couple of showers in parts of Iowa, a few sprinkles down towards Columbia, Jefferson City. Most of the meat and potatoes, this stuff will be in here probably mid to late afternoon, but shortly after lunchtime, that is, there may be a stray shower that roams the area. Otherwise, increasing clouds, not quite the warmth of yesterday, and we made it up to about 85 over at Willard and Savoy yesterday, 77 with a south wind 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusty, probably south and southeast of Champaign County, maybe up near 80, but a couple of showers, thunderstorms will get going this afternoon. They'll fill in tonight, and kind of a breezy, blustery, cooler day tomorrow. 61 tonight. We won't get out of the 60s tomorrow with an east-northeasterly wind. The rains will move out here early tomorrow night, probably half to about 3/4 of an inch, we think, with a low down to 53, partly cloudy, and 73 on Wednesday. Back into this hit and miss stuff for late Thursday into Friday, mid-70s there. We think it'll be dry for the weekend, and high temperatures a little bit north of about 80 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solier.
Well, he is an expert in artificial intelligence. We like these guys. Owner of Simple Media, full-service marketing firm that specializes in emerging technologies and digital marketing. Nick Bonanno from Dallas. How are you, Nick?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine. Why can't we program AI with some unbiased bot? It's impossible, isn't it? Because somebody's got to program this stuff. And apparently all the AI stuff overwhelmingly say men are CEOs and women are secretaries. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, artificial intelligence, including GPTs, the most famous one being ChatGPT, they rely heavily on historical and contemporary text from the internet. And so all these sources have always pointed that way. And so these biased, information versus what actually occurs in the marketplace today, there's a disconnect. And so as machine learning gets more and more sophisticated and could read some of these nuances, I feel like they're going to definitely get better at reading these signals in our society as well.
Are we going to be at McDonald's in 2035 and there won't be a human around?
That's a great question. We're hoping that, it certainly doesn't go in that direction. However, machine learning and, big data and artificial intelligence are definitely here and pose a threat to our society. But I think that there's also a great deal of opportunity for us as a society to figure out ways that, artificial intelligence can really be used to our advantage.
All I can think about is iRobot and the machine not letting her out of the apartment. I'm just, not going to be like that, right?
I don't think so. I think we're going to always have some guardrails around these technologies that help us to leverage them and not, them become an enemy to our society for sure.
Okay, so what's the most ways that it's easier to understand that you use AI every day, Nick?
So AI as big data, as an aggregator of data that allows us to make decisions in a much faster time frame. I would say that is the biggest thing that we use AI for in technology. By learning things quicker, we can make quicker decisions, and that is, of course, to the advantage of the customers that pay us money to execute a project.
They got AI voices now that actually sound real. Have you heard some of those? I mean, people that can radio commercials. I mean, television generated stuff. You'll hear the person, and this is bad for voice actors and stuff like that for sure. Hollywood's freaking out about all that stuff that can take their place. Mm-hmm. But that's where we are. I don't know what you pivot, how you do that. If your talent is your talent, and yet a machine can kind of do it too.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, many different industries and sectors right now, I think, are suffering a little bit because, AI, especially as we talk about ChatGPT or some of those deep fakes that can create human voices that resemble actors and other celebrities, are, mainstream right now. But they've only been around for a couple of years, so they kind of caught everybody by surprise. And I think that if we kind of slow down for a second and figure out, okay, so these technologies are here to stay, how can I use them to my advantage in a thing that's going to be positive and not, taking advantage of people? Because I also have seen a lot of, scams that occur as people using, celebrity voices and deep fakes to scam other people.
Last question, Nick Bonanno, AI expert. I think this is $1 billion idea. I'll share it with you. But is it not possible for AI to have a meter at the top of every news person's newscast, and it flashes totally true, partially true, not true at the top, so you get a rating of how much editorial is involved in your news? Can AI do that?
I think that it could possibly be already there. We would have to explore where some of the limitations would be. But I can tell you right now that, for example, ChatGPT 4 is as smart as a person taking, the bar exam, for example, and they would, score in the 90s. So the ability for a GPT or AI to research information in a split second and provide accurate and contextual information is already there. We would have to figure out a way to connect the technology so that, what you're saying, that the interface would be available.
I think it'd be cool, except I guess it'd be different if Hillary Clinton programmed it, though, right? I mean, it's all about, isn't it all about the programming person, right? It comes down a lot to that.
I think it definitely is about contextualization. So whoever uses it and how they use it and how they leverage these technologies to create something for sure. I would 100% agree.
Nick Bonanno, how do people find Nick Bonanno, Bonanno?
So simplemedia.co. It's .co without the M at the end. So simplemedia.co is the name of the website for my company. Nick@simplemedia.co is my email. And if somebody has a question about AI, emerging technologies, they can reach out to me, and I'll be glad to answer any question they may have.
All right, my friend, you will not be jobless. This is something that is growing, and you're in it. Hey, appreciate your time, Nick. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, ESPN 9335. We go right to Joe Lamberson, Champaign Police Public Information Office. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
This is Police Week. We want to be all about Police Week.
That's right.
Fantastic. Okay, what is Police Week? What are we doing? Why are you doing it?
Absolutely. So, dating all the way back to the Kennedy administration, by presidential proclamation, May 15th is National Fallen Officers Memorial Day. And so it's kind of grown from there. The week containing May 18th, this year it's May 12 to 18, is National Police Week. It gives us a chance to pause, to reflect on the great work we've done in the last year, but also to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our communities. So here at the Champaign Police Department, we've got a lot of great events going on this week, opportunities to open up our doors and show our history to our community, but also moments to pause and reflect on those who served our community with honor and those who continue to serve our community now.
Think things are getting better? The temperature, the culture of all of this? Think it's better in any way at all, Joe?
You know, our officers are doing great work. They're out there in the community, and we're doing all kinds of community engagement, and people are really responding to that. I think that that couple of years there that we were unable to get out there, I think that hurt us. And so being able to go out into the community, go door to door, say hi to people, and really catch them in a non-law enforcement capacity, just being able to walk up, say hi, break bread. Simple things like coffee with a cop have been tremendous at getting us reconnected with our community in new and exciting ways.
And people need to know they don't have to be afraid of police. They're there to help you. Okay, tomorrow, 9 a.m., Westside Park, Church and State, 10 a.m., Courthouse, Memorial. That's tomorrow, correct?
That's correct. So the Champaign Memorial is tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. at Church and State. We apologize for the traffic interruption, but it's where the memorial is, and we want to make sure that we're out there honoring our three fallen heroes, Officers Tatman, Dodsworth, and Overheim. And then at 10 a.m., we'll go over to the county courthouse for the county-wide memorial. And then actually a new one this year, tomorrow at 11:30 at Champaign Police over here at First and University in Champaign. We're having a historical dedication. We've had a group of about 25 retirees and family members who have put together this. It's apparently the largest museum of police artifacts in downstate Illinois. They've been doing their homework on it.
Awesome.
And it really does a great job of telling the 163-year story of Champaign Police.
Nice.
Awesome. Hey, Joe, is there a place I can go to get information online?
Yep, Champaign Police Facebook, facebook.com/ChampaignPD.
Hey, listen, keep up your good work. We appreciate the police, Joe. Really do.
We're doing what we can. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, you betcha. Joe Lamberson, Champaign Police Public Information Officer.
Nice.
Okay, ESPN 93.5. If you're looking to build, buy, or finance, partner with Busey. Their in-house mortgage expertise and participation in a wide range of programs means your home loan is tailored to your needs. With nearly 40 special mortgage programs, Busey can help you find the one that fits your needs. Traditional financing options include fixed and adjustable rate mortgages, construction and lot loans, investment properties. Busey offers an entire list of products to benefit low and moderate income families as well. Busey provides simplified home financing, nearly 50 lending professionals at Busey now. And if you want to get kind of things going, you can get it done in 20 minutes or less to kind of get pre-qualified. Then you're really ready to go when it comes to liking something and actually be able to buy it on the spot. Because these days you might have to do that. Busey, they're there for you. If you're ready to take the next step, partner with them at 800-67-BUSEY. Ask which special mortgage loan program is good for you. Just go to BuseyMortgage.com, BuseyMortgage.com.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness Saturday. Next in a series of these weather systems via the plains and up across the heart of the Corn Belt. Expected to generate a pretty good covering of showers and a couple of thunderstorms over the next couple of days. We'll get into some short-term drying middle part of the week. Hit and miss rainfall later on this week. And another round of some drying expected over the course of the weekend. All the while, early summer-like temperature pattern expected to come back into play towards the weekend after a brief cool-off here in the next 24 to 36 hours. Increasing clouds for the day today, not quite as warm, up to 77 south wind and a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking up. More so for the afternoon. Tonight, a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms, both early and again after midnight, low down to 61. Tomorrow, much cooler, a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms, both morning and afternoon. Winds will shift around east-northeast and a high at 67. A dry Wednesday, partly cloudy, 73. A stray shower thunderstorm late Thursday into Friday. High temperatures for the end part of the week into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple stock is rising on reports it may be considering a deal with OpenAI as it looks to build out artificial intelligence to its devices. Investors have been waiting to hear more details on this, and this move looks to be a step closer as the company narrows down its search for an AI partner. The choice had been between teaming up again with longtime collaborator Google or an upstart such as ChatGPT developer OpenAI, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's opened an investigation into Amazon's new self-driving Zoox vehicles due to unexpected braking leading to 2 rear-end collisions that injured motorcyclists. Both incidents involved a Toyota Highlander equipped with the Zoox automated driving system. Each of the Amazon vehicles was operating in autonomous mode leading up to the crashes, which occurred during daylight hours. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
It's time to take the quiz. 5 questions, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
History, pop culture, science, sports, civics. How much do you know? Let's find out.
Who was the first person to walk on the moon?
Jackson or something?
Neil Armstrong.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox and then listen to the quiz podcast to find out how you did.
Play, share, and of course, listen to the quiz right now at thequiz.fox.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
A slap of the bat, high fives at the plate. They're all celebrated at Pia Sports Bar and Grill after the game. Super beer specials, great drinks, big screen TVs, and fun food all await you at Pia's. Whether it be Pia's delicious wings, the big pork tenderloin, or Pia's famous Grand Slam or Slugger Burger, you'll find all your favorites available until 11 p.m. Chill out at Pia's in the beer garden and enjoy being served by a great staff. See you at Pia's, Springfield and Mattis, Champaign.
Well, time to sign up for good stuff from the Champaign Park District. We have Chelsea Norton. How are you, Chelsea?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I know you guys haven't done any work, so you have nothing to offer, right?
You know, we have a few things going on at Champaign Park District right now.
I bet there are. So tell me, give me the lowdown. What do I need to know?
Well, you know, it's not too late to register for summer programming, and this includes everything from cultural arts classes like dance and pottery to sport clinics and classes and leagues like adult sports and youth sports. So it's not too late for that. Swim lessons. We've got Sholem Aquatic Center opening up soon. Prairie Farm opening up soon. Lots of great things happening.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as far as your staff on all of these different areas or officials or coaches or at Prairie Farms to help with the animals, how's it looking?
Oh, it's been really great hiring season, but there definitely are still positions open. So if someone's looking for part-time summer work, we have plenty of roles they could fill, yes.
Okay, and that's a simple search online to champaignparks.com, and then there's a career tab?
That's right. If you visit champaignparks.org, we have employment opportunities, and right there you can apply online for a variety of positions. Yeah, we have, Prairie Farm, you mentioned that. We have positions over there, part-time, working with the animals. We're actually really excited. We're bringing some more animals back to Prairie Farm that we haven't been able to have for the last couple of years, so that's exciting. We have horticulture positions. We have officials, like you mentioned, are integral to what we do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's a lot of chances there.
I could really probably work for you at Prairie Farms. I mean, of course, would want to be more like the Walmart greeter, like, "Hi, baby, how are you?" I'm not changing nothing. I'm not cleaning nothing. I can't do any of that.
Well, you remind people that they can't wear sandals. They have to have closed-toed shoes.
I want the role that says, "Hi, you cute little baby. Come here, baby." I can do all that.
Yeah.
I got that down.
Official, like, goat cuddler, right? That's
stuff like that. That's a role I'm looking for there, Chelsea. All right.
got it.
So the park, we need people to go to champagneparks.com. champagneparks.com, and they can just explore. Is that kind of what we want?
And then
at champagneparks.com, you can look at all the employment opportunities. We have a special events calendar that is full of summer events. We even have some of our fall stuff on there, planning ahead. And then if you look through our programs tab, and this is actually an all-new website, so we're hoping that you find it easier to search for information. But when you go to our programs tab, you can find everything for kids, adults, different categories that you're looking for. And we also have a new registration software that we launched for the summer registration. And we find that it's a lot easier to search for the types of things you're looking for there as well. So when you go to our registration tab, you'll be able to see a ton of info that you want. Like, are you looking for pickleball clinics? We got them. Are you looking for pottery classes? We got them. So, yeah.
Yes,
lovely,
both of those.
Lovely.
How about the outdoor concerts or the marquee events? Is it Westside Arts? Is that happening?
That's right. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So our concerts have officially kicked off for the summer. So we have monthly concerts at Hessel Park, and we also have a different series called Jazz in the Park. So we have that. Those are all free concerts. We're actually launching a full new event called Lakeside Brews, Beats, and Eats at Heritage Park at the end of June. And this is going to be for adults only, 21 and over. And it's going to be a lakeside event with food trucks and local breweries on site and music. So we're really excited to launch that one. Westside Arts will be later, towards September. And then even looking ahead, we have Flannel Fest in the fall, which is a family-friendly fall event. So, yeah, so much happening.
Chelsea Norton, Champaign Park District, champagneparks.com. Thank you, and keep up your fine work.
Nice job.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Stevie Wonder is 74 today.
Yes.
74. Well, that's getting respectable.
Called me on the radio once. I said, hello. He said, Stevie? I said, yeah. Stevie. I said, then I went into the kind of the Lou Grant. Oh,
yeah, of course.
Hi.
Mary Tyler Moore.
That's Ted Baxter.
Ted Baxter.
Lou was his boss.
Lou was his boss. Ted Baxter. Anyway, I said, is it okay if I use Stevie? Because you're kind of Stevie. He says, I don't care. So he was very gracious, a great interview. Went to see his concert, stood in line to meet him after. He's tall.
No kidding.
I bet Stevie's 6'1".
Okay.
6'2". And then he said, all right, everybody quiet down. I got to be in Cincinnati in the morning, and I'm driving.
Oh, boy.
Stevie does not have his eyesight, but boy, did he create some music. Love Stevie Wonder. Oh, yeah. He had Little Stevie in the 60s. He had albums, his high voice.
That's right. Played the harmonica.
He was good.
Oh, man. 74 today. Happy birthday, Stevie Wonder. The news is coming up. The great May Berenbaum. Johnny wants to meet May. She's a doctor. She's a medalist from the White House. Barack Obama put a medal on her. Entomologist extraordinaire. Mm-hmm. And
that was my second choice.
Well, I'm wondering,
entomology.
Did she go to the U of I? I don't know if May did, but Johnny would have been about the same era. And so, if Johnny would have been a bug guy, I mean, you're Thomas Edison of oil and gas as it is, what would you become? Dr. Jane Goodall or something?
No, right. Mosquitoes. That would have been my whole effort, was wipe them out. But
I mean, the bats eat them so much.
Yeah, we need more bats then. But then people get freaked out about bats.
There's still 110 trillion out there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Johnny never has cared for the mosquito. We're back in a moment. ESPN 93.5.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Michael Cohen is on the witness stand in New York today, testifying against his former boss.
Jurors hearing evidence in former President Trump's hush money trial are expected to finally hear from the prosecution's star witness. Cohen arranged for the $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels and later went to prison for orchestrating the payments and other charges.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Around the corner in federal court, New Jersey Senate Democrat Bob Menendez goes on trial for a second time.
Bob Menendez is accused of using his authority as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to peddle influence with the governments of Egypt and Qatar and accepting lavish gifts for helping New Jersey businessmen. Prosecutors allege Menendez scored a Mercedes-Benz and more than a dozen gold bars, which were found stuffed into a coat.
Fox's Chad Pergam, a senator's wife, faces similar charges. Both say they're not guilty. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Jill Miller. Champaign County Forest Preserve has some new projects. It'll make enjoying nature more accessible. They're installing a new accessible kayak launch at the Homer Lake Forest Preserve. It'll make it easier for folks with mobility issues or others to keep their kayak steady. They're also focusing on expanding park grounds at Middle Fork Forest Preserve for more accessible fishing and stargazing. Friday, University of Illinois geared up for graduation with a pro-Palestine campground workers clearing out what's left of the nearly 2-week protest Friday. Protesters said it was already in their plan to pack up Friday and say the end of the 12-day encampment isn't the end of their mission. It can be challenging for folks who have mobility issues to enjoy themselves. That's why Leroy Elementary School adding a new accessible playground for the community, and it'll be wheelchair accessible with multiple access points and sensory opportunities. Leroy Education Advancement Foundation, or LEAF, donating $100,000 to the district. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign Van Ness Vicinity after a fine spell of weather over the past weekend and a summery feel yesterday. A little bit cooler air for the day today, and the next weather system bringing clouds, and this afternoon, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Highs up to 77, gusty south wind. A few showers and thunderstorms both early and again after midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 61 on a southeast wind. It'll shift around east-northeast for the day. Tomorrow, that means much cooler air. A few showers, maybe a thunderstorm both morning and afternoon as well. Highs up to about 67. The showers wind down early tomorrow night. Low down to 53. And a partly cloudy, dry Wednesday up to about 73 on a bit of a north-northeasterly wind. Next week, weather system, much like a warm front, generating a shower thunderstorm in just a couple of spots. Late Thursday into Friday. Highs in the mid-70s Thursday and Friday. And an early summer feel back into play here for the weekend, much like we had it here yesterday. 81 on Saturday, up near 80 for Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soldier.
Well, she is one of the top scientists and innovators. She did get a medal at the White House in 2014 from Barack Obama, the President of the United States.
It's true.
Would a little Mae Berenbaum who would have attended Illinois had the big Mae Berenbaum been the entomology professor? That's for sure. Cornell, Yale, come on, Mae, really? Why'd you settle? How are you?
Sorry, just fine, thanks. But
Sure, I'll settle. No, I've been in Illinois longer than I've lived anywhere else in my life.
Well,
so.
and you've been making impactful decisions in textbook writing and all these other things. You're a big star. We've talked 40 years now on the radio. I've talked to May Barham 40 years. She looks the same. I've aged.
And you even have a new species of cockroach named
after you? Come on, May.
Yes, I do.
That is so, what an honor, Mr. Cockroach. Hey, my brother Johnny's here, and he was a U of I guy, and he was Thomas Edison of oil and gas. He retired a couple of years ago. He became a civil engineer extraordinaire, unbelievable business he had. But entomology was his second choice.
Yeah, that's right, May. I tell you what, we had you probably know the name Professor Ellis G. McLeod, and he was quite.
Oh, of course I do. Yes.
And I took 2 entomology classes because I had him for one lecture in lab, and it was really quite an experience. And I just. The world of bugs, if all the humans were on one side of a scale and all the insects were on the other, they outweigh us 50-1, I think, May, because that's what I saw at the New Orleans Insectarium. So
it's their planet, not ours.
Man, and May, Johnny dissected a cockroach and kept the heart beating. How about that?
Well, there's no real heart, but you know what I'm saying. It didn't die, and I was the only one in the class who kept it going so you could look at it. But no, I wanted to get rid of the mosquitoes. And of course, when you have a teacher like McLeod, it's entertaining. And one thing I remember, he put on the board McLeod's second law of entomology. And I don't remember the law, but he turned around and says, by the way, if you're going to have these laws of the universe or of radio, Stevie, always start with the second one. That's implying there is a first, hence lending credibility to all the rest. Now, which
funny.
I thought was good advice,
Yeah,
but that's
good.
the kind of wit and how sharp he was, and it was fun being in class
That's
and listening
so
to the you tell us, May, the infinite world of insects.
Oh, yeah. Well, you might be interested. We named our teaching award after Ellis McLeod.
I'll be darned. I'll be darned.
Such an example.
But you've won that 40 years in a row, so it's really not fair. It's May Barenbaum, Dr. May Barenbaum. We called her because the cicadas are coming.
The cicadas are coming.
The cicadas are coming. So what does that mean in my life, and is it going to really hit Champaign-Urbana?
Well, according to all the projections, it's going to hit, but it's a little bit difficult to specify exactly where. I mean, I've seen some maps where, there are 2 major broods coming out. Periodical cicadas, there's 7 species of them, and 4 of the species are on a 3-year cycle and a 13-year cycle, and 3 of the species are on a 17-year cycle. So it's hard to keep track of them all, but this is the bonanza year where we get the 13 years and 17-year cicadas coming out kind of next to each other, and that only happens once every 221 years. So
wow, crazy.
Hasn't happened since 1803.
So what does it mean? I mean, they're loud. They're 2 inches long. I mean, they're big, ugly. I've seen video in Maryland in the last month of they're just sweeping them off the front porch. They're everywhere.
Yep, they're everywhere, and they're very loud. The sort of decibel level of a periodical cicada outbreak can reach 100 decibels, which is what you get on the tarmac at O'Hare when airplanes are departed.
Well, what eats cicadas? Anything at all?
Everything, because they're essentially defenseless. Their only defense against the predators is to overwhelm them, so that some of them, just by virtue of numbers, don't get eaten. So they're not poisonous, they don't sting, they don't bite, they don't kick, they don't really even fly away. So they're just, basically a to-go dinner.
Well, I mean, but if you're riding a motorcycle, that hurt. The hitting that big thing, that would really sting your arm and stuff. I'm just thinking. Well,
I think when they were evolving, there weren't motorcycles, so that's probably why.
And so they're going to be more populated if I'm at Lake of the Woods, right?
Again, hard to predict because we got the 2 different broods going on. It also depends on what the soil temperatures are when they come out locally. So at a depth of 8 inches, the temperatures of the soil has to reach about 64, and then there has to be, what facilitates the emergence of light rain. So local conditions will vary, but they're already popping out. They've been, my colleagues from Charleston are proudly posing, holding their cicadas on Facebook, and I'm still waiting for our cicadas.
Is this going to be the most ever in, say, our lifetimes that have emerged?
I would say that's a good bet, but it again, hard to predict. The northern Illinois brood, the one that's a 17-year
species that are coming out near Chicago is a much bigger brood in terms of, I mean, it can reach densities of like, between 100,000 and 1 million per acre. Our local broods are not that big, but we have more of them. So.
That's biblical.
That is exactly. And that's why people, when the we're the only people on the planet, Eastern North America, the only place where there are periodical cicadas. So when Europeans colonized, came over here, and there was this massive outbreak of strange-looking creatures they've never seen before, the only insect that came to mind were the plague locusts, which are grasshoppers, totally unrelated. So for hundreds of years, people have confused them with locusts. Locusts are grasshoppers. Their proper name is not locust, it's cicada.
Oh. Thank you for clarifying.
Well, so how long will
I know it's been keeping you up at night.
Is this like a 5-week deal? How long does this last, May?
Yeah, that's about right. 3 to 5, maybe 6 weeks, depending on stragglers. So it's so much better than the eclipse, which lasted 4.5 minutes, right?
Yeah, right, there you go.
It seems I remember if somebody would put chocolate on them and they'd fry them.
Yeah, can we eat these things?
That became popular recently, along with a lot of interest in sort of edible insects, because there's nothing poisonous about them. The only thing that's a problem, it may be a problem for pets that tend to gorge on them, or birds, is that they do have sort of spurs and spines on their legs. If you eat too many, they can stick in your throat. So I don't recommend that.
That's always bothered me.
Well, I'm sure they taste like chicken. So
I wouldn't know. I'm a vegetarian, so I wouldn't know.
Well, would you have a chocolate covered cicada, May? That was something you wouldn't eat, wouldn't it?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, I'll only go so far for my profession. I'm not
All right, so the cicada will be here soon, we think. Depends on the conditions as to what it's like. My idea, brilliant idea, I thought, is put a block of ice on all the parts of your lawn. And Johnny said, well, what happens when it melts? I said, we'll just put more ice. Boom.
Right, to avoid the 64 degrees that we're looking at 8 inches down.
Just make it cold. What do you think? It's kind of crazy. I'm just an out-of-the-box thinking.
Well, they'll be coming from the neighbor's yards.
There you go. I might have to ice the whole community.
And May, the whole thing is they're coming out to mate, right? And then they lay all these eggs or something, and then 20 years later they're going to come up again, or what?
But they're live eating my roots, right?
No, well, they don't really do much harm to plants because they suck there are two plant fluids. One's called phloem, one is xylem. Xylem is the fluid that comes up from the soil. It's mostly water with a few minerals and amino acids, and that's why they grow so slowly. 17 years, they're basically sucking on mineral water. So it takes them a while to grow. The only harm they cause, and it's minor, is if you have young trees, the females have a saw-like egg-laying device called an ovipositor, and they'll cut like a little V-shaped notch into a twig and insert their 600-plus eggs each time they lay eggs, and or 60 eggs each time they lay eggs, total of 600. And that if the twigs are small, they can lose those ends of branches and bits. But really, they rarely kill trees. You don't want them on your tree. Just cover netting. They really are not very sinister or clever or anything else. Their only goal in life is to mate, lay eggs, and die. That's just
That's it. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Say good morning, good evening, good night. Wow.
Make a lot of noise in between.
I mean, that's what we got. Well, May, I just received this from the Chancellor's office. Apparently, you've signed up for 30 more years at the University of Illinois. So thank you for that.
Well, are you gonna have me back in 221 years when the birds come back again?
Of course, we'll still be talking. That's for sure. You'll still look the same, and I'll still get older. Come on, man.
I might want to sign up and get a PhD on getting rid of all mosquitoes.
Can he do that? Can we get rid of mosquitoes, May?
Well, I'm not sure. Entomologists have had long debates about the ethics of eliminating species because we don't really know how important they are to other species. And in fact, mosquitoes do some decent things. They're the base of the food web in a lot of aquatic ecosystems. Fish need them. Dragonflies eat them. Birds eat them.
What about a peace treaty? Don't eat humans. What do you think about that? No, you guys can't eat humans.
I don't know whether this is true, but a book was talking about the 110 trillion mosquitoes, and it mentioned of the approximately 1 billion humans that have lived, half of them died from mosquitoes. Now, I don't think that's
they are the world's greatest killers of humans.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because
malaria.
Malaria? Wow.
Like Napoleon, the Romans, Attila, they all got taken out by mosquitoes. No idea why they were getting sick.
I tell
and
you
it was
what,
the mosquitoes.
My brother's pretty calm, May, but you put a mosquito in his ear while he's napping, that's a bad move. That's a bad move. He couldn't stand that.
Well, May, we're talking about mosquitoes, but I see you have an affinity, you love the bees.
I like bees too.
And bees are so cool.
They are amazing. You have to kind of rethink your attitudes toward insects when you find out what bees are capable of.
Oh boy, yeah. Are we doing okay with the bee population? Have we gotten better at that, or
right?
We need that.
Well, yes and no. Yes, for the managed bees, the western honeybee, the one everybody knows and loves. It's just one species, not native to North America. It's managed by people. We call them beekeepers, and beekeepers can adjust their management practices to compensate for losses, and that just costs them money. But there are the vast majority, something like 90% of all bee species, are not living in these giant colonies of 30 to 50,000 individuals that we know so well. They live in the soil. They are solitary. It's one mom with a bunch of her, kids underground, and they're the ones in trouble. The ones that are, they're low profile, not particularly charismatic, although some of them are beautiful, all metallic, brassy gold and blue, and there's some blue bees and some green bees. People don't know about them. They're low profile, and they are in trouble because we're kind of eliminating what they eat. Flowers are in short supply with urbanization, global climate change, and so they're kind of like with fuzzy canaries.
Which kind living in my houses, my garage, our office? They like my building.
There's a honeybees, aren't they?
Well, are they?
Yeah. Honeybees are what are called cavity nesters. So they like humans. That they wait for a tree that died and is empty inside. But we build these nice boxes for them, and we also build nice boxes we call houses for which they look
Right. All right, May, you're tremendous. Number one entomologist in the world according to the latest rankings this morning.
Well,
that's what
great
I
to meet you.
Number one.
Everybody's following those rankings, right?
I just wish you had a little more passion for what you did, May. Darn. Listen, you're great. We appreciate always having you on. You're a big timer, consorting with me. We appreciate that.
Well,
hey,
I appreciate it, and you guys. Great.
Good talking to you. Let's talk again. Thank you, May Barenbaum. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Dr. May Barenbaum, professor, University of Illinois Entomology Department.
Mm-hmm.
And she,
just the way the cicadas lay their eggs in the... See, there's an infinite number of interesting facts.
What is 11 trillion? Is that what you said?
110 trillion
mosquitoes. But what's a trillion? I can't even...
Right. Well, I don't.
I mean,
it's a lot.
When you say... if I say... a billion minutes ago, I think Jesus was here a billion minutes. That's a billion trillion. I can't even fathom what that looks like.
Crazy.
Anyway, it's 8:47.
The cicadas are coming.
Yep.
I'm just parroting what comes out of some of the books. That's all.
Well,
but it's written down. It's not off the internet because
that's a lot of mosquitoes. And Johnny would get it happened in our bedroom, and he'd turn on the light and stand there till he could find it.
It drives you crazy when you hear the buzzing.
We argue about eliminating species, and I wanted to make a movie called CRISPR, which is the genetic modification that they think would take them out. And
what would happen with the CRISPR?
Well, then it'd be, of course, Alec Baldwin would be the corporate guy who bought the rights, and then you'd have Jeff Goldblum, and he'd say, "You have no idea what you're doing."
Yeah, right.
And everything would be going great, and then they'd mutate into like a mosquito the size of a raccoon around L.A. So it'd be better than Jaws.
That's really good. I love it. 8:48. Quick check of sports.
Alrighty, St. Louis beat Milwaukee 4-3 yesterday. LA Angels, it's an 8:38 start for the first pitch from Matthew Liberatore here on ESPN 93.5. We had 10 innings to have the Cubs beating Pittsburgh's Pirates 5-4. They're starting against Atlanta on US 105.9 at 6:20, and Shota will take the mound. We also had Cleveland over Chicago's White Sox 7-0. That's a 6:40 start when they take on Washington. Illinois over Iowa 6-3 to take 2 games to 1. We also have Illinois playing Purdue Thursday in West Lafayette at 5 o'clock. Pacers over New York 121-89. That series is tied at 2 apiece. Illinois softball and baseball continues to win in the postseason. Illinois golf in action with 18 holes today, tomorrow, and Wednesday in the 2024 Stanford Regional. This is their 16th postseason appearance. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Look everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Ness vicinity. Next in a series of these weather systems via the plains and up across the heart of the Corn Belt. Expected to generate a pretty good covering of showers and a couple of thunderstorms over the next couple of days. We'll get into some short-term drying middle part of the week. Hit and miss rainfall later on this week, and another round of some drying expected over the course of the weekend. All the while, early summer-like temperature pattern expected to come back into play towards the weekend after a brief cool-off here in the next 24 to 36 hours. Increasing clouds for the day today, not quite as warm, up to 77 south wind and a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking up. More so for the afternoon. Tonight, a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms, both early and again after midnight, low down to 61. Tomorrow, much cooler, a few showers, a couple of thunderstorms, both morning and afternoon. Winds will shift around east-northeast and a high at 67. A dry Wednesday, partly cloudy, 73. A stray shower thunderstorm late Thursday into Friday. High temperatures for the end part of the week into the 70s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Have you ever looked at a junk truck and said, man, that truck is pretty? Two men in a junk truck. Trucks are pretty. They're pretty big, so they can handle large jobs. They're pretty reliable. Two Men in a Truck has been recognized as a trusted leader in the moving industry for over 35 years. Now we are proud to offer that same reliability to junk removal, and they're pretty fast. When you're ready to let some things go and that you don't need, you don't want to wait 3 weeks. You want it gone now. Go to twomeninAjunkTruck.com and make room for what matters most.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
All right. We're about out of time. The boys this afternoon.
St. Louis Cardinals are a late start because they're out in L.A. to take on the Angels.
Yeah, we'll be tracking all that. But I think Brad's going to sign one more. But we're
All
going
right.
to have 6 already in the portal that's here. Coleman Hawkins graduated yesterday. Apparently when he stood up, everybody knew who he was because he's so tall.
Yeah.
6'11". And then he had something posted on X saying 33 out. So it means see ya. So.
Well, I will be on the city of New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
There you go. He had me. He was reading my mind.
Arlo
Grateful Dead or Arlo Guthrie?
Arlo Guthrie.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be on the Amtrak, and John Decker, our real good friend, his wife is a big shot at Amtrak.
Okay, well, we have a roomette which has its own bathroom. And you know, from here to now for a train, it's a lot of money, but it's $300. I find that to be reasonable.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
Because it is 17 hours, and we're leaving at 10:30 at night, so you can just sleep.
Yeah, and you've been able to sleep on trains.
Good breakfast, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's true.
What they got there? What they serving?
Well,
Scrambled eggs, waffles,
you might have a
pancakes.
breakfast burrito. You might have sunny side up.
That's right.
Yeah, you got it.
The dining car.
Yeah.
Observation. Love it. Hayden and I have been down to New Orleans a few times on the train.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Habib. our dear friend, has been following all this Gaza, Israel.
Oh, yeah, wow.
He's looking forward to coming and joining us for a very heartfelt discussion about this anti-Semitic stuff that's just going wild in some of these circles. And we'll be tracking that tomorrow morning after 7:20 with Habib Habib. Everybody knows Habib Habib. He came to this country, put a Daddy-O fast food cap on, and worked his way all the way up to CEO and owner of BPC.
Yeah, good guy.
Yep. All right, thank you, Johnny.
All right, thank you, Diane. Thanks, Stevie J.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you, Diane. All right, we'll be back tomorrow morning, God willing, and we'll see you then. Don't forget the boys this afternoon. It's Derek Piper Lonte with Kyle Tosk. Talking all the latest in Illinois, and of course, Cardinals been struggling, but they did get a win yesterday. I call that a winning streak. All right, back tomorrow. Thanks for listening. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Monday.
Rocking to the gentle beat and the rhythm of the rest.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Your lawn is an important investment. Let Spring Green take care of that lawn. Your local, family-owned and operated Spring Green has been committed to beautifying your neighborhood through quality, service, and professionalism. Spring Green's full program customers are backed by their guarantee of satisfaction. Smart Money Magazine reports that consumers value a home with a well-maintained lawn and landscape up to 11.3% higher than the base price. Why don't you call Spring Green today, 359-2111, or visit them at spring-green.com. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Dixie Chopper, and he's available out there?
Absolutely. I'm going to throw you out a couple of specials that we're having right now. One is a Rhino 15-foot rotary flex wing with a Dixie Chopper Classic 35-horse 60-inch mower. It's industrial. $35,000 for the pair.
Both of them?
Yep, both of them together. $35,000.
I take it that's an outstanding deal because I'm not
saving $13,000.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You're in the mowing business. Time for an upgrade.
It's time to go big time. You'll get all the yards done really quickly with those.
And then if you're looking for just a residential mower on its own, we've got a Z2 48-inch that we've got out there right now for $59.99. That is $2,000 off.
What is the location?
That is 1306 Triumph Drive in Urbana. It's right down from Farm and Fleet on 45. Or check out dedicated